Hi, my name is Joseph Napier, and I'm here to tell you about how I came to Christ. So I should first start off by saying that I was born of an affair. And having said that, you already know that my life didn't start off so well. And it didn't get any better with childhood. You see, I was born in a family of poverty, and there were times when it would get so bad. In fact, I remember we would always get warnings that we were going to get evicted. I remember, God bless my mom's heart, I remember I caught her eating expired food, and she would give the good food to me and the rest of my siblings. And she would always make the situation better by saying, oh, well, it's just, I'm losing weight with this, and she would always use something to make us happier with our sad situation. Now, fast forward to middle school, and that was probably where I just lost everything. Many of us know what it's like to be let down or to be disappointed. And I knew what that was like when I was 13. I was in the 7th grade, and my father called to say that he had attempted suicide. And the reason why was because he had to pay money for me and my brother, and he was just in a terrible situation. But the thing is, the fact that I was that much of a burden, that much of weight on someone's shoulders, like I didn't make the cut, I wasn't good enough to be his son, that I just wasn't worth the child support, was really what tore me down. That's probably one of the worst feelings in the world, to feel like you're unwanted. And, I just didn't think I was good at anything. I thought I wasn't good enough for anything. And so I went through middle school thinking that I just wasn't good enough. And when you wake up every single day with that attitude, you don't want to be here anymore. You want to click a button that just says you no longer exist. And I wish I could have clicked that button. And one day, this day, specific day that I'm talking about, was going to be the worst and best day of my life. And it was going to be the worst day because that was when my suicidal thoughts hit its summit. It skyrocketed. But it was also the best day of my life because that's when I kneeled down on my knees and I opened up the Bible to Romans 10:9. And I did exactly what that verse told me to do. And then I just prayed to God. I said, I believe that you're real, and whatever you do to me, just do something with me. Just help me. Because I obviously don't know what I'm doing. I had suicidal thoughts day in, day out, and I just don't want to be here anymore. Please help me not feel this way anymore. And, it wasn't instant, but it was rather quick when I started just being filled with joy and happiness. And, Jesus Christ, He is the epicenter of elation, of happiness, of joy. And so I went from being like this straight D, straight C student to being number 1 in my class. I went from being, missing school day after day after day because of how lackadaisical I was and because of how lazy I was, to not missing one day in high school because of how excited and pumped I am to work hard for Jesus and glorify Him with my hard work. Now, my success, don't get me wrong, my success is not about hey, look at me. It's about this. It's about, look at what God can do to the most jacked up, the weakest kid, and turn him into something he never thought was possible. And I've learned that Jesus is my number 1 treasure, and it's not optional to think that way. It's mandatory to know that Jesus is your treasure. And I wake up every day with humility because of how humble, because He taught me humbleness, and He taught me what it's like to just be submissive and love people and love Him and glorify Him. And you can take it from someone who has been saved for 4 years that a relationship with Christ is worth it. It's just so much, it's worth it.